For the first question, they want you to focus on girls' pie chart, okay, and find x value. So do take note that the entire circle will have a result of 360, hence x plus 18 plus x plus 90 will get you 360. So by running the manual calculation, you get your final results as 126. Find the angle of break B, C, and D. Okay, so this will be 126 plus 18, which is 144. As for the next part, focuses on the boys' pie chart. Find the percentage of boys who achieve grade E, F, or G. So it is 60 out of 360 times 100, you will get your percentage as 16.67. As for section C, okay, if there were 140 girls and 180 boys, calculate the percentage of students who achieve grade A or A star. So I find the girls who achieve A or A star by taking 140 times 90 over 360, you will get 35. Whereas for the boys, I take 180 times 72 divided by 360, I get 36. So you add 35 and 36 up, divide by 140 plus 180, multiplied by 100 to convert the results into percentage. You get the final results of 22.1875, and you were to correct it to 3 significant figures, you will get your results as 22.2%. For next one, how many more boys than girls achieve B, C, or D? So for girls, it actually takes 144 degree divided by 360 times 140, you get 56. Whereas for boys, you take 360 minus 72 minus 60, you will get the angle results of BCD divided by 360 times 180, you get 114. So difference simply takes 114 minus 56, you will get the results as 58. As for section D, to calculate the mean, first you need to identify their respective midpoint, which is 50, 70, 100, and 135. Multiply it by its respective frequency, divide by a total of 80, you will get your final results as 106 after correcting it to 3 significant figures. So as mentioned in section 2, the height of the column for the interval 60 to 80 is 2.8 cm. Okay, so I took their frequency divided by class interval, I only get 0.7. So whenever you identify there's a difference between the frequency density you gotten compared to what was given, it means that there's an involvement of scale factor. So you take 0.7 times the scale factor, you will get 2.8. So you reverse your calculation, okay, shift the 0.7 to the other side, you get the results as 4. So for the respective column 40 to 60, you're required to take 5, which is its frequency, divide by 20, multiply the results with 4, you will get the answer of 1 cm. For between 80 to 120, okay, just take 29, divide by 40 times 4, you get 2.9. For the next part, you take 32, divide by 30 times 4, you will get 4.27 centimeters. As for question 2, okay, first thing to do is to complete the table, hence you're required to substitute the x, of -2, 1 and 4 into the formula, and you get the respective results as 14, -5.5 and 20. With that being said, now you are able to draw down the graph as shown above. So use your graph to solve the equation when y equals to 2. So why did I say it is y equals to 2? Because y is equals to the entire formula at the front with a value of 1/2 x cubed plus x squared minus 7x. So when y equals to 2, you have three results here, which is -4.7, -0.3 and 3. For next part, by drawing a suitable tangent, estimate the gradient where x equals to -4. So at the point x equals to -4, the curve over there, actually drew down a line, okay, which form its tangent line. Then the two coordinates there that I gotten is actually -4, 12 and 3, 22. Okay, then I run the manual calculation of gradient formula, you get the final results as 10. So your answer for part B and part C might be slightly different from mine. Reason being, your tangent graph may differ from mine, and the curve that you draw at section A might be slightly different. So no worries if your answer is different from mine, because there's an acceptable range for this particular section. Number D, okay, draw down this y equals to 10 minus 5x. So I drew over a table over there. Okay, when x equals to 2, my y will be 0. When x equals to 1, my y will be 5. So the intersection here is 2.5. For question 3, okay, so the key information to figure out is actually that 39 students attended music club, 26 students attended exactly 2 clubs, and 35 students attended drama club. So for you to do this question, first I identify from the music club first, because I have 3 variables already. So plus a unknown will get you 39. Hence I took 39 minus 10 minus 13 minus 5. I get the results of 11. Okay, with that 11 being said, I now move on to the information exactly 2 club, which means 10 plus 11 plus a unknown will get you 26. And your unknown after the shifting and calculation, it will be 5. Last part is the drama club. So I took 35 minus 10 minus 5. I get my results as 15. After filling up the diagram, okay, there's actually a part that I left out. You're required to find those who attended none of them. Okay, because there's a total of 90 students. So I took 90 minus 35 minus 23 minus 11 and 13. You get your results as 8. So how many students attended all 3 clubs? This one will be 5 students. 1 club only, it will be exclusive to the drama, music and sports. It will be 15 plus 13 plus 23, which is 51. For the next part, find D intersect with M. This one will be 10 plus 5, which is 15. So our second part, based on the same intersection, it must also intersect with everything other than S. So this one will be 10. For section D, 90 students were chosen at random. Find those who only attend music club. So music club only is 13, so 13 divided by 90 will be your answer. As for next one, attended both music and drama club. So this one will be intercepting. Okay, so 15 over 90 will get you a simplest form of 1 over 6. As for the next part, 2 of the 90 students are chosen at random without replacement. They both attended 3 clubs. So things to take note when it comes to human being involvement in probability. After each condition, your denominator will decrease. So in our case here, 5 over 90 times 4 over 89. You get a result of 2 over 801. As for the next part, one of them attended sports club only and the other attended music clubs only. So from 23 over 90 times 13 over 89. So this one, the arrangement is actually sports only followed by music only. For next one, it's actually plus, where I draw a music club students first. So 13 over 90 times 23 over 89 followed by a sports club only. Final results after the calculation, 299 over 4005. Question 4. Okay, for this particular section, it's pretty self-explanatory. So I won't be emphasizing on section 4 part A. I will go through B with you then. So for the first question on B, this is actually an indices question. Things to take note is you're required to multiply the power of 3 into the variables inside. So 3 will become 3 to the power of 3, x to the power of 3, and y to the power of 12. After the expansion, you get the final results of 27x cubed y to the power of 12. Section 2, 16 is actually 2 to the power of 4. Okay, then I multiply the power of 1 over 2 into it. You will get 2 to the power of 2, a to the power of 3, and b. Section 3, first thing first, I factorize the numerator of x squared minus 7x minus 8. I break them down into 2, which is x minus 8, x plus 1. Whereby for the denominator, this is actually using the a squared minus b squared formula. So I break it down and I got an x minus 8 and x plus 8. So as you notice, x minus 8 is repeating, hence I get rid of it. Then you get the final results of x plus 1, x plus 8. As for question 5, find the length of the diagonal shown in the diagram. In order to do that, I first identified the base diagonal first. So I took and used Pythagoras theorem. Square root of 42 squared plus 24 squared will get you 2 square root 673. So that will act as a base of the diagonal triangle that I drew down there. Okay, so now I repeat Pythagoras theorem again and I took square root of bracket 2 square root 673 bracket square plus 20 square. You get your final results at 55.6. As for section B, Mario has a fish tank with a volume of 20,000 cm cube. So find the percentage of volume of Joe's fish tank. So I took 20 times 24 times 46. I get 22,080 cm cube. Okay, so 20,000 over 22,080 cm cube multiplied by 100, it will be 90.6%. In section C, the keyword here is double the volume. The double here hence hint us that it is involving a scale factor of 2. So 20 times 2, you get 40. 46 times 2, you get 92. And the last part, 24 times 2, it will give you 48. As for section D, it has a sphere with a 20,000 cm cube, calculates radius. So I write down the formula given for over 3 times pi times r cubed equals to 20,000. R will get your final result of 16.8. Question 6 part A. Okay, pretty straightforward for the first question. 2a plus b, so I took the 2, multiplied to both negative 2 and 3, you get the results of negative 4 and 6. Then plus 2, negative 7, you get the final results of negative 2, negative 1. As for section 2, finding the determinant of b, okay, so I took square root of 2 square plus bracket negative 7 square. You will get the final results of 7.28 after correcting it to 3 significant figures. As for the third part here, okay, this one is actually a simultaneous equation. The m is to be multiplied into a negative 2 and 3, and the n is supposed to multiply into the 2 and negative 7. So for the top row, you will form an equation goes by negative 2m plus 2n equals to negative 10, with a second equation of 3m minus 7n equals to 21. Then I run the simultaneous equation calculation, and you get a final result of m equals to 3.5 and n equals to negative 1.5. As for the next part, okay, I use the information ox to xp equals to 3 to 2. Okay, then I gotten ox that it is 3 over 5 of op, and xp is actually 2 over 5 of op. For the next one, oy to yq, okay, so you will get oy as 3 over 5 of oq and yq as 2 over 5 of oq. So to find PQ in terms of P and Q, you'll be using PO plus OQ. Since you only have OP's value, when you reverse the direction, you're required to add a negative into the value. So you have negative P plus Q as your final results. As for section 2, write XY in terms of P, we'll be using XO plus OY. XO, it will be transformed into negative 3 over 5 of OP plus 3 over 5 of OQ. You get your final result as 3 over 5 bracket negative P plus Q. Complete the following sentence. Okay, so XY and PQ are actually parallel because there's a repeating variables of negative P plus Q. Triangle OXY and OPQ are similar. Ratio of the area, okay, so this part we'll be using the scale factor that was shown over there. It's actually 3 over 5. So since it is area, you're required to square the entire scale factor, and you get the final results as 9 over 25, which translates into 9 to 25. As for question 7, show that DOC is 72. So things to take note is that they mention about it is a regular pentagon lying inside. So each of it can be broken into 5 parts. So you take 360 divided by 5, you get 72. Next, show that DCB is 108. So this one, since they mention about regular pentagon again, we'll be using the interior angle formula, which goes by n minus 2 times 180. Then I divide it by n because I wanted to find one side of it only. You get the results of 108. Angle CBY, this one, okay, is 18. Since that it is 108 for the DCB's value, the internal of it will be 72. And since that CYB is a corner of a rectangle, it will be 90 degrees. Hence CBY equals to 180 minus 72 minus 90, you will get 18. For section B, show that CD of one side of pentagon is 8.23. So I'll be using sine rule to identify that. Okay, since the center value is 72, I break it into two pieces, which is 36 and 36. The other thing to take note is that when I drew a line down from there, I will form a right angle. Hence, the remaining value for both of the triangle corner will be 54. So I took on sine 72 over DC equals sine 54 over 7. After the calculation, we managed to prove that DC is actually 8.23. Calculate the area of the triangle DOC. This one I will be using half AB sine C. So you have 1 over 2 times 7 times 7 times sine 72. You will get your final results as 23.3. As for section 2, the area of a pentagon ABCDE. Okay, this one will be having 5 times 1 over 2 times 7 times 7 times sine 72. Okay, reason being the pentagon is actually formed by 5 same shape. So your final results 117. Calculate the area of the sector ODC. This one will be using 72 over 360 times pi times 7 squared. You will get the final results of 49 over 5 pi equals to 30.8. Calculate the length of XY. Okay, so you can look at my illustration over there. I'm trying to find BY first. So BY, I use sine 72 equals to BY over 8.23. BY's value will actually be 7.83. On the other hand, I use cosine 54 equals to XB over 8.23, and after the rearrangement you get a result of 4.82. Hence XY distance will actually be the total of BX plus BY, which is 12.7 after correcting it to 3 significant figures. Calculate the ratio ABCDE at the area of rectangle WXYZ. So area of ABCDE, as we gotten earlier, is 117. As for the rectangle, I'm now required to find the value of CY. Okay, so cosine 72 equals to CY over 8.23. You will get a final result of 2.54. So ZY equals to 2.54 plus 8.23, and you get a final result of 13.31. Hence area of WXYZ is actually 12.7 times 13.31. You get a result of 169. So you just compare 117 to 169. You convert it into 1 to 1.44 by dividing both sides with 117. Question 8. Okay, so since they removed the corner, for you to get the dimension of the rectangular card before the square are removed, simply take x plus 5 plus 2 plus 2. We get x plus 9 as the width. As for the height, it will be 2x plus 3 plus 2 plus 2, which is 2x plus 7. The value of this box is actually x plus 5 times 2x plus 3. Okay, you will get the final results of 2x squared plus 13x plus 15. Then multiply by 2, you should be able to prove the equation above. So the 2 is actually the height of this box. As for the next part, okay, we will be using 4x squared plus 26x plus 30 equals to 75. Okay, after the rearrangement, we will get a equals to 4, b as 26, and c as negative 45. The reason why I arrange it this way is because I'm using the quadratic formula. So substitute the value into negative 5 plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. You will get the final results as negative 7.92 or 1.42. So do take note that for length it cannot be negative, hence we'll be using 1.42 and substitute into the side we gotten earlier, which is x plus 5 and 2x plus 3 respectively. So the longest edge of the box will give you a value of 6.42. As for the last part, okay, fill up the box here first. Mercury is 0.387. So what I did here was to take 1.496 times 10 to the power of 8, multiply it with 0.387. We get a result of 5.79 times 10 to the power of 7. But for the rest, I simply divide it and run the reverse calculation to get Jupiter as 5.21 and Pluto as 39.5. How long it takes for lights to travel from the Sun to Earth? So times equals distance over speed. Distance that we gotten is actually 1.496 times 10 to the power of 8. And the speed here is 300,000 kilometers per second. You get your final results as 499 after the correction to 3 significant figures. But for the next one, from Sun to Pluto simply takes 5.91 times 10 to the power of 9 divided by 300,000. However, there's a twist here because they wanted the answer to be in minutes. Hence, you're required to divide another 60 again. You get your answer as 328 minutes after correcting it to 3 significant figures. One light year distance is the light travels in 1 year, 365 days. How far 1 light year is in kilometers? So I took 300,000 times 60 times 60 times 24 times 365. The reason being it is 300,000 kilometers per second. Each second there's 60 minutes, and there's 60 minutes in an hour, and 24 hours in a day, and 365 in a year. Then you get the final results of 9.46. As for question D, how many astronomical unit AU are equal to 1 light year? So AU was given at the front 1.46 times 10 to the power of 8. So divide them up, so we get 63,200 AU after correcting it to 3 significant figures. So this is one of the harder paper in 2012. So feel free to try this out and do share it to your friends that are struggling. I wish you all the best in your upcoming examination. Thank you.